I am going to discuss a very important topic today, and it's a topic that pertains to many of the arguments that go on in the Star Wars universe. So there's a lot of debate over who actually won the fight, Darth Sidious or Mace Windu, and who actually won the fight for Yoda and Darth Sidious. And I think there are two questions to be asked here. So there's a difference between who actually won the fight and who is more powerful. Massive difference there. So let's dive in. So I believe that George Lucas once said that Mace Windu did win the fight, but then there was a lot of debate about that. So let's actually talk about the fight between Yoda and Darth Sidious, and Mace Windu and Darth Sidious. So when Mace Windu confronts Darth Sidious is immediately ready to go, and he destroys Agent Kolar, Saesee Tiin, and Kit Fisto, and proceeds to battle Mace Windu. Now, Sidious does seem to be putting in a lot of power there, and Mace Windu does seem to be channeling, like obviously they've had to basically rein in Sidious a little bit. At the same time, it's clear that Sidious did expect Anakin to show up, but it also seems like Mace Windu just fought a little smarter and managed to knock the lightsaber out of Sidious's hand. So did Sidious intentionally lose the lightsaber and cower down? So here's the way I see it. The way I see it for that fight is that I think in terms of lightsaber combat, Mace Windu and Darth Sidious seem to be evenly matched. And obviously Mace Windu took the fight to the window and just managed to disarm Sidious. Now, Sidious, if you notice, Sidious cowers at the window right when Anakin comes in. So I think if that hadn't happened, if let's just say Anakin hadn't shown up, and okay, but moving on. So I think that if Anakin hadn't shown up and let's say Mace Windu had still knocked the lightsaber out of Sidious's hand, I think Sidious would have retaliated with a force attack, maybe lightning or something, and I think he would have easily overpowered Mace Windu through his sheer brute power. I think even without the lightsaber, Sidious could have just destroyed Mace Windu on the spot, but he chose to make himself look helpless for Anakin. So Mace Windu did win the lightsaber portion of the duel, but Sidious could have still destroyed him and just decided to use the situation to lure Anakin to the dark side. Now, in addition, when Sidious shoots lightning at Mace Windu, Mace Windu does block it, but he seems to have difficulty blocking it, and Sidious intentionally tapers down the lightning and stops shooting and to pretend that he's super weak or something, and he's like, "Oh, I'm too weak. Please help me." And then Mace Windu is about to bring the lightsaber down, and so in that case, I think Sidious could have just counterattacked with the Force and beaten him. But obviously, he was just waiting for Anakin to turn to the dark side. And so when Anakin acts, Sidious just shoots. And it's like, oh, unlimited power. And then, of course, Mace Windu gets destroyed. So I think it's pretty clear that Darth Sidious was much more powerful than Mace Windu. And while Mace Windu was excellent at lightsaber combat, and I do think that he won the lightsaber portion of the duel, I think Sidious, there's a difference between winning the fight or seeming to win the fight in this case and being more powerful and holding back. There are those nuances. So I hope I made that clear enough. As for the fight with Yoda, I'm saying the same thing because when Yoda walks in, Darth Sidious just shoots lightning at him just a little bit, and Yoda is just very unprepared and caught off guard and just gets immediately zapped. And Sidious takes a long time to walk over to Yoda, and it seems like Yoda gets away pretty quickly. But if Sidious wanted to, he could have just killed Yoda on the spot. He could have just zapped Yoda a little bit and then just taken his lightsaber and just done away with him. So the point is, it's very clear that Sidious was just playing around and toying with Yoda the same way that he was with Mace Windu. And of course, when Yoda pushes Sidious back and Sidious tries to go out the door, Yoda blocks him, and that's because Darth Sidious was just trying to find a more suitable location to have a fight. He wasn't actually trying to escape. And then, of course, he takes it to the Senate Rotunda, which is a very favorable location for Sidious himself. And Yoda is at a disadvantage. And so I think in the lightsaber portion of the duel, it's pretty clear that Yoda is excellent at lightsaber fighting. So I do think similarly to how Mace Windu managed to defeat Sidious in lightsaber combat, Yoda did the same. He defeated Sidious in lightsaber combat, disarmed him. But Sidious is obviously much stronger and just throws Senate pods all over the place at Yoda. And Yoda barely struggles and like he barely manages to escape them. And then he flips back one of them, and then Sidious just is like, oh, whatever. And then he just gets on another pod, and then he just starts shooting massive amounts of lightning at Yoda. And Yoda can barely handle all the lightning. And he eventually he eventually manages to break an opening and escape. But if Yoda had stayed there any longer, I think Sidious was just having fun and warming up with Yoda before unleashing his full power on Yoda. It's pretty clear that Yoda's struggling a lot during that fight, and Sidious is much, much stronger than Yoda. And so if Yoda had stayed in that fight, I think Sidious would have eventually stopped going easy and just utterly destroyed Yoda, and he would be like a green pile of mud. He would be a green pile on the Senate floor. So I do think that Mace Windu and Yoda were excellent lightsaber fighters, and they both defeated Sidious in lightsaber combat, but Sidious was so much stronger than them, and he could have won the fight at any point had he wanted to end it quickly. Could have destroyed Mace Windu on the spot, he could have destroyed Yoda on the spot. And the only reason Yoda didn't end up the same way as Mace Windu is because Anakin wasn't there to help out Sidious, and Yoda was in a more favorable location where he could evade and escape, and Mace Windu wasn't. So Yoda got lucky. Otherwise, if that hadn't been the case, then Yoda would have ended up in the same situation as Mace Windu and totally destroyed. So yeah, so here's the thing. I'm sure Darth Sidious could have just marched into the Jedi Temple all by himself and taken out all the Jedi at once. The only reason he didn't do that was because he also, in addition to getting rid of the Jedi, his ambition was to rule the galaxy and through a smart political way, like try to gain power by using smart politics. So that's why Sidious waited so long. He could have just gone to the Jedi Temple and destroyed everyone. And Yoda and Mace Windu, I don't even think Yoda and Mace Windu together would have stood a chance against Sidious. Sidious is just more powerful than they are. So yeah, so the point is, Sidious, stronger than Yoda, much stronger than Yoda. Sidious also stronger than Mace Windu. So there we have it. Now subscribe, share, and view all the videos. This channel is great, so you'll find something for you. Oh, and one more thing. I'm sure Sidious also threw the fight with Yoda and Mace Windu because he just wanted to have fun fighting them because they're the most powerful Jedi in the Jedi Order, and I'm sure he wanted to just see what they were like in combat, and I'm sure he just wanted to have fun. So that there's another reason he was playing around, and he knew that he could have destroyed them at any point.